Share the live. Share the live. Everybody, share the live. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. If you are a patriotic citizen of Ghana, there is an important message for you to share the live because Mr. Kofi Koranteng is in the building. Make sure that you share the live. Double tap on the screen. Share the live. Every Ghanaian, share the live. Share the live, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go. Mr. Kofi Koranteng is in the building. All I need you to do is to look down there, click on the share button, repost the live, share the live, or put the live on your story. Because today, not today. Today is today. Let's go! This will be our last song and then we start the show. Share the live, everybody. Every Ghanaian. If you're a patriotic Ghanaian from Ghana. If you're a Ghanaian from the diaspora. One, two, three. Everybody! Mr. Kofi Koranteng is in the building. All our bloggers are available. Invite all the bloggers, all those who are doing screen recording. Mr. Kofi Koranteng, the presidential candidate of Ghana, is in the building. My name is Nestana. Today is going to be an important day in our life. Share the live, let's go. Abba. On my phone. On my phone. Let me see your Ghana flag in the comment section. Let me see your Ghana flag in the comment section. Let me see your Ghana flag in the comment section. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Double tap on the screen. Share the live. Double tap on the screen and share the live. You're about to start the show. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. My name is Nestana. Will be Nestana and forever be Nestana. Tonight, we are privileged to have in our midst one of our fathers, our brothers. Is a patriot of our land. And his love for so many reasons. I must be honest with you. Before I introduce him, we would have to play our national anthem before we start the whole show, and I can do a beautiful introduction. So if you are here, make sure that you double tap on the screen, share the live, repost the live, put the live on your story, because we have an important personality in our midst. And let's play the national anthem before I do my introduction, and then I start with the major interview. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. God bless our homeland Ghana and make us great and strong. Tonight, we are privileged to have in our midst Mr. Kofi Koranteng, who is the presidential candidate for New Vision Movement. And Mr. Kofi Koranteng has been on the political screen for a long time. And tonight, I'm not going to bring the words out of his mouth. we are all going to listen to him based on how our questions and answers are going to be. Thank you very much, sir, for taking the time to join my show, my political show. And my name is Nestana, and I want to say a big thank you for taking time to join and to speak to all Ghanaians who are in Ghana and in diaspora. My show have a bit of a mixture. People all over the world are here to listen to Mr. Kofi Koranteng. We want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you. Most presidential candidates will not give people an opportunity, but the youth want to listen to individuals who want to come up into the political terrain and know what your ambitions are, what your visions are, so that they can buy into it. So we want to say a big thank you, and we want to thank you for joining the show.
Nurse Donna, the appreciation is on my side. I am humbled that you allow me to come into your home to meet your beautiful listeners and people who are watching upon this broadcast. I am thankful to you for being a patriot. I am thankful for your commitment to Ghana and for all the beautiful souls who are listening to us. I am thankful that you will make time to listen to us. It's important that you would commit to listening to this show because, to tell the truth, if you could find a more riveting, a more important show anywhere on TikTok this time, tell me and I'll get off this platform now and I'll come join you. There isn't one. Don't waste your time. This is it. This is the last stop because Stana means business, and we appreciate his time and his commitment. And we're going to do the best to give your listeners all the information that they need. And just so we start, a little housekeeping. My name is Kofi Koranteng, not Mr., not anything. Kofi Koranteng. I'm a servant and a passionate patriot. So Kofi Koranteng is fine. Kofi is fine. No titles at all. I haven't done anything to get any title. Give me the chance to serve. Then you could give me a title if you choose to. But for right now, Kofi Koranteng is good enough.
Thank you. That is a beautiful one, and I want to say thank you again, and God bless you for all the things you do for Ghana. Most people knows you, and most people today might be the first time seeing Kofi Koranteng. I have watched you all over the internet. I've watched you on Joy News. I've watched you on TV3. I've watched you everywhere. I follow you everywhere, and I'm a big fan of Kofi Koranteng, and so I love what you do. I love your ideologies. But some people who are joining us for the first time in Ghana and in the diaspora might not have met a presidential candidate of the Republic of Ghana coming on TikTok to come and speak to Nestana. And so I want to give you an opportunity to speak to the people of Ghana, both in Ghana and diaspora. Who is Kofi Koranteng?
Okay, so Kofi Koranteng, I'm 59 years old. I'm married with 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl. I started my schooling in Accra. I went to Agri Memorial International right next to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Went to University Primary in Cape Coast, went to Garrison Primary in Kumasi, sat my common entrance, went to Adisado College, left there, went to London, Enfield College, and then came to New York. I've lived most of my life in New York. I moved to Ghana in 2019, just before the 2020 elections. So my background is in finance, economics, common sense economics, and engineering. I've worked on Wall Street. I have a financial background, so worked on Wall Street. So I kind of understand money. I understand the mechanics of the human brain, which is most important. the psychology of how the human being thinks. Not just a human being in Ghana, but a human being is a human being is a human being anywhere on the planet Earth. And given specific stimuli, human beings will always react the same way. So I understand people, and I believe that that's something that I'm very proud of. I'm a student of leadership. I'm a John Maxwell student. If you know John Maxwell, you know he's the godfather of leadership. I was a train-the-trainer certified um, coach. So I really, really understand and know leadership well to the core. And that's the person that I am. I love food. Gobe. I don't know if you know gobe, but cocoa.
Gary and beans.
Yeah, man. So
Gobe has power.
big time, and that's what in hard times you can always call on gobe. You will not be disappointed. So we've had our fair share of the gobe in Ghana, and it's served us well. And we're here, and we are thankful. We see what's going on in Ghana, and I know most people have given up, but I'm here to tell them through this medium that do not give up, do not waver. Our time is coming, and we're going to deliver Ghana and its people. So thank you for the opportunity once again.
Lovely, lovely. That's an in-depth analysis of Mr. Kofi Koranteng. Ladies and gentlemen, if today is your first time meeting Mr. Kofi Koranteng, what I want you to do is that follow him on his TikTok. I know that he comes live sometimes just to engage everybody, so that anytime he comes on live, you'll be able to understand what Mr. Kofi Koranteng stands for and what he has for Ghana. It's very important that you follow him. It's important that everybody who is on the live follow Mr. Kofi Koranteng. So the tune of the interview can be a mixture of English and Tree. So and I know that you flow very well in Tree. And I've heard you on different platforms, especially on Kokoanan's platform. And then you did a lot beautiful Tree, and we did love it because we have a big show of other people who wants to listen to you in Tree as well. There is an influx of illegal people in our country, especially the man called Chukwudi Jude Ihenitu. And I know you've heard about him. You've followed this story for a long time, and this is on the heart of so many Ghanaians. And Chukwudi Jude have come into our country and have professed his love for building a community, an empire, to have lands everywhere, and then to give some of the lands to different people, and then to portray himself as a king, where we have problems with the fact that our constitution does not give him that mandate for him to move around as a king. And so we ask ourselves so many questions. He has flaunted himself in some regalias, and then people have called him some ragamuffin names and other stuff like that. You are a person who people love so much, and people have asked that what does Mr. Kofi Koranteng says about some of these things when he says that people are coming into our land, and then even in some instances he said that he's been able to go to the immigration office and help deport 541 people back to Nigeria. What is your comment when people ask me to ask Kofi Koranteng his assertion about the man Chukwudi Jude Ihenitu? Thank you.
Ihenitu does not belong in Ghana. If I were president, he would have been deported back to Nigeria or wherever he comes from. He has violated the law, and he should be in jail. It's a serious crime. We have laws in Ghana, unless of course you want to tilt the laws and bend it favorably towards specific people. He should not, just because, first of all, nurse, if immigration laws work the way it should, we will not be depending on Ihenitu to do the work of immigration for us, because our laws worked. So for him to come to us to make it seem as if he is helping the Ghana government in deporting people back to Nigeria, really, he should be deported. And I don't have room and I don't have patience for nonsense like that, to tell you the truth. And the reason is because, it sets a very bad precedent that if he can get away with that nonsense, other people can also come in and get away with that, as we are seeing now. Indians are doing it. They've built their own community at Oyarifa. I've gone there to see them, right? Lebanese are doing it. Italians are doing it. Turkish are buying property, building hotels. When is it going to stop? The Chinese, forget about them. See, so this is because we allow for one person to do it. It's a little bit more tricky if the person is black, because they mix into the mixture very easily. They dissolve into the Ghanaian mixture very easily. But we should have laws that work. He should be picked up and deported, and everything he has built be demolished in terms of structurally, emotionally, psychologically, because we want to send a very strong message to and plus, if I don't know if you keep records of what's happening as far as Nigeria. I'm not saying all Nigerians are bad, but for the most part, we don't hear good things about the Nigerians who come into our country.
Never.
They are raping our women, they are killing us, robbing us, and most of them have Ghanaian passports. So you're looking at a system that's totally broken down where, listen, I used to have a cleaner who cleans my apartment, who is a Nigerian, and she told me she got her Ghana card at 37. She has a Ghana card. Okay. So, and her friends have Ghana cards, and she's a Nigerian girl, and she wants work to do. I didn't hire her. The apartment that I lived in hired her to clean my apartment. The building that I lived in Osu, hired her to clean my apartment. But you have these people, they penetrating into the Ghanaian culture, and before you know they do something, how are you going to be able to track them? The Ghana card she has is illegal because she's certainly not a Ghanaian. So how did she get a Ghana card? So you have one side of the problem where our system is so perforated that it's allowing all these illegals to come in, and then when they come in, they don't do the right thing. You see, so even if we should get Hinatu out as quickly as possible, because he doesn't belong there, and the things he professes that conferring chiefs, it's against the chieftaincy law. So he has violated us socially through our laws, and we can't accept that to happen. I don't know how much more we could stress on this thing, but we need to be a people who send a very strong message. And if I were president, something like this can never happen. First of all, you won't be able to go through the border. This whole thing with ECOWAS has to be questioned because it's certainly not helping us. Just in case you don't know, the average age of a Nigerian is 18 years old, and the average age of a Ghanaian is 21. So you have this economic osmosis happening where the younger Nigerians are pouring into Ghana. They're 215, we're 35, if that. So there's no way we're going to be able to stop them if we don't put serious, I'm saying physical structures in place legally to stop them, because the ECOWAS system is not working for us right now. Because in case you didn't know, Ghana compared to Nigeria is more favorable. There's less crime, there's power, at least more power, right, in terms of light, and people able to live their lives. So they're in our communities, eating our food, sleeping with our women. I find that very offensive, right? Having babies, raping our kids, all sorts of things. And they have passports, So who caused them? We have allowed that to happen, and it's gone totally out of whack. And I'm not just saying that for the Nigerians, for the Chinese, for the Koreans, for the Turkish, all of them. See, let me tell you how dangerous this is. Because we are 35 million, if we don't get a government who has a deliberate intent to position the indigenous Ghanaian to have the foundation to build, we will lose this fight because we are in a fight. We are in a social fight with people who are coming in with WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, and we are, licking our bows and arrows, getting ready to fire on it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. And there are more of them. So how do you fight? The tide is against us. You need somebody who is incredibly strong mentally, a leader who's mentally strong mentally, who says no is no. I don't care what kind of economic benefit we're getting from you, because you see, we can get all the economic benefit we claim to think that we are getting, but if we don't have the people to enjoy the benefits like it is in Galamsey, what good is it? Because by the time the benefit comes around, your people are dispositioned mentally, psychologically, physically. What good is it to your people? You understand what I'm saying? So this is the time a leader steps up, not Mr. Mahama and what he's doing. He's a failed leader, period. And I don't even have time to talk about that for now with what he's done with Galamsey. You see, and most of these Nigerians are there for gold. The Senegalese and the last time we went to the Senegalese, the Malians, they're all there for gold. And their people, these are warriors who are coming from these war-torn countries, and they fluff our soldiers like flour, So our soldiers are no match for these guys, So that's why we're not succeeding. If we don't want to go in at full throttle to decimate the land in capturing back our land, if we're going to tippy-toe, walk in eggshells and think that, somehow this Galamsey fight is going to simmer down and it's going to finally work and people come to their consciousness that, it's not good for us, so let's stop. It's never going to stop. The people who are controlling the Galamsey is not Ghanaians.
They are not
They've
Ghanaians.
hired Ghanaians and put them in there. So it's the same thing. You have this Hineku jerk who's in Ghana running around. He shouldn't be allowed to. He should have been sent back home, wherever he came from, and uprooted, truncated, so that nobody even talks about this guy.
We talk Kofi Koranteng. People have said that the youth should rise. The youth has risen up. We have gone on our first demonstration. We've gone on our second demonstration. We have got two failed other demonstrations that the youth have gone in relation to Chukwudi, who we are respectfully been informed that PMMC, he has got people there who are working for him and doing all sort of things in Ghana. But we still find it difficult for a government who is led by Mr. John Dramani Mahama and his foreign affairs minister and other people to come and speak to the youth about all our altercation and what is worrying the youth, because we have put together a list of illegal things Chukwudi has done, and we have put together all illegal things the Nigerians have come into our country to do. We have done that. We've petitioned the Interior Minister, we've petitioned the Foreign Affairs Ministry, we've petitioned the Parliament, and all these people turned deaf ear to the youth. In your own view, as a presidential candidate, what do you think, if you would want to advise the youth, what do you think the youth should do as their next step to take Chukwudi out of the picture? Because the president and all the government appointees are not listening.
All right. So a couple of things. So, that I want Ghanaian youth to understand. If you want to kill the snake, you don't cut off the tail. You make it more dangerous. You got to get the head. The head is the president. I'm not saying go kill the president. What I'm saying is we need to change that precedent. Because let me tell you this. if let's just say Kofi Koranteng stands up and we get some warriors behind me and we're going after Chukudi and we get Chukudi out, whatever we do to him, we get him out. There are other hundreds. Have you ever been to Ajirigano lately? Go to Ajirigano. Go to Osu. Go to Kolebu. There are sectors of Nigerians who live there. It will scare you. Do you know what has happened to the housing market in East Legon and Ajirigano going further south towards Tema? Going towards... They killed the housing market, the Nigerians. So, you know how many Chukudes they have in there?
Billions.
So, you get one Chukude out, you haven't done anything. You just sparked the hornet's nest. They're all going to come out. So, it has to be very tactful, tactical. And it has to be a joint sector attack. It cannot be a group of just some people going after. No, you don't do anything. You don't do anything. Because let me tell you another thing too that a lot of Ghanaians don't know. The Nigerians who are in Ghana easily displace the Ghanaians by virtue of economics. Most of the Nigerians who have come to Ghana are economically more sound than the indigenous Ghanaians. So at everything they displace the Ghanaians. Easy, 2-1. Easy. You go to rents. If a landlord tells a Nigerian, listen, I'm charging you 1,000 cedis a month, the Nigerian will say, okay, I'll give you 2 and bring in 4 other girls or boys and to live in the same room. They're just paying 2 or 3 times the rent. So they've displaced you, the Ghanaian. It's the same thing. You go to restaurants, it's the same thing. Everywhere they go, they pay premium and they displace the Ghanaian. And that's a big problem. We don't know how they made their money, but we know how we're making our money. And we can't level up with them. And they're more than us. So this has to be a joint effort, incredibly strategically done to take them out. You see? So it's not as easy as, listen, a bunch of people going after Chukwude. Chukwude by himself, yeah, he talks nonsense, but he's not just the problem. It's the whole system is a problem. The whole system. So let me just put it to you like this. If you had cancer, your diet is bad, you don't exercise, you're in an incredibly stressful environment, all these things, you drink, you smoke, and you speak to your doctor and you say, you know what, doc, I have understood your concern for my health. From this point forward, I'm going to cut out smoking. Totally do without smoking. You don't exercise, you don't eat healthy, you still drink alcohol like a guzzler, you're in a stressful environment. The cancer is not going anywhere. It might not be lung cancer at the end, but cancer you do have. You understand with me? So the whole thing is to have a holistic approach to this problem, which means all forces have to come in and we have to sanitize it from the center.
Okay.
Listen, you have the Ghana Army, which is made up of what? Ghana Armed Forces. No, you have Ghana Armed Forces, which is made up of Ghana Army, Ghana Navy, and the Ghana Air Force.
Yeah.
You have National Intelligence Bureau. Then you have National Security Council Secretariat. You have Ghana Police, Ghana Immigration. You have Ghana Fire Service and Ghana Prisons on one arm, and then you have Narcotics Control Council,
Yeah.
and then you have NADMO, National Disaster Management Organization. Then you have National, I think, no, you have Financial Intelligence Bureau, Financial Intelligence Council. So you have all these security agencies, and the secretariat is made out of Signals Bureau and all those people on that side. That makes you bring them all together and you say, this is the agenda. We're going after this thing. It has to be a joint effort. Joint effort. And then you bring it in, converge, and then you take it out. You can't make it, oh, the youth of Ghana are really upset. What the youth of Ghana can do is to get out the president, to bring in a president who knows this, to get these people out. But you don't go after you're not going to get anything done. He goes and somebody, what happened when we got Aisha Chang out? Somebody else replaced her, and nothing has changed.
But people have questioned the rate at which politicians go about with their campaign and elections, and when they start building up elections and campaigns, they want to ask people to come and invest in their campaigns, and people bring chunk of money to give them support, and after the support, people want to be treated in some sort of way. People have questioned the sitting government that the reason why they can't speak about Iheneto is because they might have gotten some sort of support during their campaign season, and because campaigning in Ghana is so expensive that it has to, if you want to go through all the constituencies, if you want to go through all the regions, it takes some chunk of money. It takes a lot of people that you need to pay, because people are saying that we follow Kofi Koranteng, but they still want to have some monies in their pocket and other stuff like that. And people have questioned the government not speaking about this, because when we went on the first demonstration, Bianca Ojugu flew all the way from Nigeria to come and see Okuyoto Ablakwa, and then he spoke. They all had a conversation, and they said, "Oh, I have come to Ghana. I've not seen any tie burned. I've not seen any car that is burned. I've not seen any houses burned." And then the foreign affairs minister says and tell her that, "Oh, the only issue between Ghana and Nigeria is about jollof rice." And people are putting it in context that this is people who are not actually reasonable and thinking of for Ghana. And in other way, people are also bringing the influx of the fact that Chukudi might have supported these people with some kind of money where they feel that they can't talk about him. What do you say about some of these purported allegations as you become a political figure in the whole Ghana?
Yeah. I'm glad you asked the question. And this is what I told the youth in 2024, going into 2024 election. See, Stana, the way it works is this. When I came into the arena of politics, a lot of people cried out, "Oh, Kofi, we only see you on the internet. We don't see you doing rallies and going out doing conventions and doing this." And I said, listen, to do that, you need to have a lot of money, which I do not have and I don't intend to get, because let me tell you how it works. Wherever I go and take that money from, that person or the group of people who give me that money to be able to go around the whole country and do the things that you are used to in seeing from political parties. The moment you get power, they come in and say, okay, now that you've won, hey, go out, take some money from Bank of Ghana, help yourself. Let me tell you how I want this thing work. I want this person to go to finance. I want this person to go to agriculture. This is how they do it. And you don't have any control as a president. Ever wondered why our presidents don't seem to have control? Well, this is exactly why. And this is the reason why I didn't want to take any money or go borrow any money and have conditions on any money on myself. And I said, okay, youth, this is how we're going to do this thing. If you want me to come in as president for me to serve you, for you to hitch your aspirations, help me get elected. Because if I'm not taking any monies from anyone, then nobody can come in after we win and say, Kofi, this person controls your oil, this person controls your gold, this person controls your cocoa. We're not going to have any, so we're going to control 100% of the shebang. Oh, no, Kofi, it's going to be a yen to, you see? And everybody's walking around saying, you got to give us money for me to vote for you. This is what happens when people give you television sets, give you 1,000 CDs per per person to go vote. You have all these people who are doing going to Congress and they pay them hundreds and thousands, millions of dollars. You have people taking 5,000 cedis per person, per vote, to vote. How much do you think 100,000 people will cost if you're giving everybody 5,000 cedis? People are giving more than that. People are giving homes and cars, and I cannot be in that arena because you know what it is? It's corruption and control. They're going to come control Ghana. So if I don't do that, that's not because Kofi is cheap. It's because I respect you. Because I love you. Because the country is ours. You see, I'm not going to give my daughter away to be raped for me to get a seat at the table. No. And people don't understand that. And this is exactly what happens. So now that you have taken all the monies and somebody is the president and that they're not doing things right the way you want, you complaining. You don't have a damn right to complain because guess what? You took money from them. You allow them to go around the country doing all these big trips and paying people money, and you said it was okay. You don't want to hear Kofi Koranteng because Kofi Koranteng, Charlie, killing chia. Well, this is what happens if killing chia. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we need to understand. And another thing too, the second part of this that nobody talks about is they have gotten some people, I'm not saying this government, but I know these illegal immigrants and these people who are in the system are doing dirty work for some people for some things that Ghanaians are not doing. So they got people in the system. Some of them are Lebanese. The people who are importing all this ammunition, and some of them are Lebanese. They'd never catch them because they're not Ghanaian. And they're doing underground work for some of these political parties, and nobody talks about it. We know. How do you think there are containers upon containers of ammunition in Ghana? If we had a president who cared, why can't we have a president who does an amnesty for everybody who has ammunition to bring it in and to say that if you are found, Nerstana, with one gun, one pellet on your body, it's 10 years straight. That's what Kofi Koranteng will do. We're going to have a gun-less, firearm-less society if I'm president. You can't carry arms. Even it's only specialized situations with the police. Only the army could carry guns. And they come in when there's a major situation, blowout. But for the society, no. Because you see, the danger with that is the moment you start carrying guns, it seeps into the system and people start making guns, buying guns illegal. Do you know how many guns are in Ghana now? You will not believe it. You see, it's a time bomb waiting to explode. If everybody went out in the street and pulled their gun out, it will be firecracker season. It's a serious thing. And we cannot have a society, especially when we don't have law and order, rules and regulations. That is foundational for disaster. And we don't have that, and we have guns. Can you imagine? So who controls the guns? Well, purely based on ethics and morality. So if you don't have ethics, you don't have morality. Hey, trigger happy. Here we come.
Kofi, people have asked, when the issues of Nigerians started happening here in Ghana, we saw other people talk, but we didn't hear Kofi talk about it. Why did Kofi Koranteng not comment about the influx of Nigerians in Ghana?
I've always talked about it, but I've always talked about, you see, I'm an engineer. So I always talk about the root cause of a problem. Everything we're talking about, even with Ohinetu, is an adaptive, sociological, symptomatic response to the root cause. Okay? It's out of something. It's not the root cause. The root cause is we have a failed government. The leadership does not work. Because if the leadership work, you will certainly not have somebody like Ohinetu in the country professing and talking all the nonsense he talks about. And it's not only the Nigerian aspect. We have it with the Chinese, Italians, the Greeks, the Indians. The Indians have moved in. They came with their pets. How are we going to get them out? Now, They're not a community that you will hear them be loud, but they're undermining us. They're undermining us. Let me tell you what they do. This is what the Indians do, okay? They go around and buy all our nuts. All our nuts. The Indians are buying all our nuts. And then they take it to India, repackage it, bring it back, and sell it to us times 10. Where do you think we get our almonds from? Where do you think we get our cashews from? Where do you think we get our pistachios from? We get it in Ghana. It goes out. It comes back in different packages. They sell it to us premium. See, if you combine almonds, cashews, and pistachios, these three, we will make more from that alone than from cocoa. But we're not controlling it because we don't have a thinking government. Thinking government. We don't have one. We've never had one aside from Kwame Nkrumah and maybe a Champo. You see? So this is if you don't have a thinking government, then they go to parliament and argue about sanitary pads, spending 292 million cedis on sanitary pads when a fraction of that could have built a factory of sanitary pads. And mind you, only an idiot talks about sanitary pad for the people. If you want the sanitary pads to go to the people, give them jobs. And when they have jobs and they make money, they can buy their own freaking sanitary pads. Idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
This
Definitely.
is
How much is
upsetting.
sanitary pad? How much is sanitary pad? If you've got a good job, how much is sanitary pad? Honestly, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. How much?
Well, it's saying 15 cities, 15, 18. Meanwhile, they're charging us 45 cities per sanitary pad.
Mm, mm,
That's for the 292 million.
mm.
You know, you get these teams buying 2 airplanes and 4 helicopters when you haven't paid your nurses, where you have over 350 teenagers having abortions every week in Ghana. You have 15 million Obroniwewu coming in every week, 40% of which you have to just fill the landfills with. It has no use. You can't do anything with 40% of the Obroniwewu. So the West has found a way to get rid of their trash. Ghana, next stop. Ghana is the biggest center for computer waste. And computer waste has made Agboboloshi alone. I don't know if you know Agboboloshi. Agboboloshi is the cancer, is the asthma center of Ghana because of toxic fumes from burning of all the capacitors and the wires from the computers.
Bad inhalation.
Why have our governments allowed for these garbage to come into Ghana? 40% of Obroniwewu we can't use. It's garbage. So the white man thinks, oh, these guys are fools. Let's give it to them, package it with the good stuff or the not so bad stuff. When it gets there, they'll sort it out. They won't know what to do with the 40% that's left. They have to, it's their problem now to find a place to dig it. Most of these things that are coming to Ghana are not even biodegradable anyway. So it's going to be landfill for the next 100 years.
Let's swift a bit to security. There's a lot of insecurities going on in Ghana. Today, you hear somebody has been unalived. When I say unalived, I mean that the K word, the person has been unalived, organ harvesting, kidnapping. Recently, you heard the kidnap cases of the young Senegalese, which caused issues between Senegal and the Ghana government, where there was investigation, and this child has come to Ghana for scouting, and then ended up being kidnapped, ransom put on the person's head, the person was gone. And you look at all sort of insecurities of Ghanaians who are being kidnapped, pregnant people, pregnant women who their kids are being taken away and sold away. Consistent criminalities and insecurities, where there is an influx. And if you look at, if you go online and look at the police report, you could see that most of these people are Alatarians, which are called the Nigerians, the Alatarians, and they are the majority of the people who are doing all these things in our country. Recently, we heard that Okujoto Ablakwa signed a deal with the U.S. government where there were 14 deportees and from United States of America, where we did not look at their criminal records. There was no due diligence done. There was no information with the parliamentarians to agree that these people were to be accepted into our country. So we have opened ourselves for insecurities to be the normality in our country. And still, we've got somebody who was sitting there as an interior minister. We've got an IGP sitting there doing nothing. We've got a president looking at the tension in our country and not actually speaking to the people because our anxiety has risen over the roof. When you hear some of these things and you think that if I was the president, what do you think the Ghanaians are feeling right now, and what do you think you could do?
Well, listen, and I said this before, and this is what the Ghanaians need to understand, and understand it one time only. When you don't go through the right means to pick a president, you suffer for the 4 years and maybe 8. And the damage that's done lives with you sometimes for a lifetime. Pay very close attention. When somebody touts themselves as being competent and they are not, Mahama has a record. I'm not the one making the record. He has a record. He took us from 9 billion to $122 billion of debt. He failed. Look at what he did. So most Ghanaians now, hey, Mahama, Yenyame, he's done it. Because we are not a people who think based on facts. We think based on how we feel. If you are a human being who only makes decisions based on how you feel, you are bound to lose or make a lot of mistakes. We're not a fact-based society. I am science-based. I am data-driven, but I'm also human-centered. We are not that type of people. So if you have to make a decision, if there is Akufo-Addo, there's Bawumia, there's Mahama, there's Kennedy Pond, and you have to make a decision, you are looking at things that are totally irrelevant. Something that makes you feel good. Papa wedi okaso, or buy or man juma. Papa wedi just or botai or tebrofu. Come on. That's not what's going to put food on your table.
No.
We have not been trained. And yes, where do I start the blame? The blame is because we were colonized, and the colonizers wanted us to not think so that they could continue to oppress us, take advantage of us, exploit us. So for all the colonies in the world, there is some type of a sub-level of thinking that we engage in that does not allow us to be able to compete with the West and the East. The only people who've come under that spell is the Chinese, because they, after the century of humiliation, they came out of that century of humiliation learning that let's sit down, let's have some people who think. Sit down and think about how did we end up being controlled, dehumanized by the Japanese and everybody else for the last 100 years. And they went back, and even if you go to China today, everywhere in the country, they are reminding you that do not forget the century of humiliation. There are people who are in senior high school now, they don't even know about Rawlings and what he did. Because we're not a people who, when you go to Egypt and you go to the pyramids, there are writings of the hieroglyphics and art that tells everybody who comes there that this is who we are. It's a reminder of who we used to be, where we have come from. That in itself gives you some pride for you to take your game to a whole different level, for you to rise above. Now, our leaders, if you talk about Yasantua, where do we see scripts of what Yasantua did? Where is it in the Ghanaian culture? Do we have a museum that tells us, do we have a curriculum that tells us how great we were when we fought against the English, the war of 1840? There's nothing. People come in and they start a clean slate and they see TikTok. Oh, let me go on there and look at Nerstana. He seems to be a nice guy. That's what they know. They don't know about who came 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago and what we did. They don't know about Mansa Musa. They don't know about... So we don't have any pride. Look at the names that we have. Chelsea, Steinbrenner. And we have all these names that have no meanings to us. So there is no pride because we don't have anything to point to that instills pride in our kids, in our youth. We take names and everybody takes names because it sounds good. No, names are supposed to have meanings to a culture. The culture is supposed to teach you something about who your ancestors were and what they did. We don't have any of that happening in Ghana because we're not a people who take notes. Akufo-Addo came, he made all the mistakes. Where is his notebook? Mahama is making the same damn mistakes, worse. Mahama 2.0. Did he learn from 1.0? No, he's making worse mistakes now than he did in 1.0. He didn't put any notes down. So you see what I'm saying? So we don't understand. We think this thing, you can just wing it and get it right somehow. No. It has to be carefully noted. At this point, on this day, these were the decisions that were made, and we were off by 5%. So if we have to make the same decision today, based on this current circumstances, we need to make it going north of 5% to be able to draw a standard. No, we don't have thinkers. They go to the parliament. That market, it's called a market, in case you didn't know. It's not parliament, it's a market. And they talk about sanitary pads.
You just talked anyhow.
Everybody gets up, a Fenyo Markin talks and says, hey, plagiarized, the budget was plagiarized, and it becomes a topic. When do they sit down to say, you know what, our youth, we have the brightest potential of youth that we could train to be something else. Why don't we use the National Cathedral for something like build a modern, high-tech dome where all our A students could come in, have free accommodation, have access to supercomputers, and do different programs and that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about stupid things, totally irrelevant things.
But I'm asking, why do we still? I get where you're coming from, but I'm still asking, why do we still have to have Muntaka Mohammed sitting there and seeing people's kids dying day in and day out with no accountability, with nothing? Because we have somebody who had a young lady who had died in Nigerian embassy in Ghana, Ghana embassy in Nigeria, and nobody went out to speak anything to the family.
No.
There was no apology. There was nothing, and the president is going out there to Jamaica and to other countries, and then providing aids to people. And there are 16 kids who died on the road from Kumasi to Accra, and nobody went to say anything until the last minute. Until the last minute, when we put a lot of pressure on the government, on TikTok, on social media, and the government had to go and apologize and speak to them because the 8 gallant men died, and people were bashing them for calling the country to a halt, and people.
Listen,
you're making the poor feel very poor, and it looks like the governance is for the rich, and the poor will keep suffering.
Listen, we have We have a leader who's clueless, and he's surrounded by a bunch of clueless advisors. That's all there is. You see, a lot of people, when I speak, a lot of people take offense because they don't think. Listen to me carefully. If I speak and you take offense, it means you are not thinking. Because what I'm saying is not, I'm not against Mahama or the NDC. No, I'm not. I'm not against the Kufuado, Bahumia, and the MPP. I'm not. I am for Ghana. So when I speak, I want you to think. Look and judge what I say by virtue of whether it makes sense or not first. It's what I'm saying, does it make sense that you would have Accra Kumasi Road? In the last 20 years, they've made every attempt to build Accra Kumasi Road. They haven't been able to. Somehow you've been able to find some money and you're saying, oh, let's forget about this Accra Kumasi Road. Let's go start a new expressway and build that from scratch. Wait, you don't have money. It's not like we have a ton of money. We don't know what to do. Why don't you finish the Accra Kumasi Road that has been in construction for the last 20 years?
Yep.
Make it two lane, and let that sit for now. And then let's use the rest of the money to build factories, which will give us more income. And then with the more income, we could go and build the expressway. Mentias you are using borrowed money to go and build an expressway. And your judgment and your argument is, yeah, Betty tolls was so. Wait, Obians, Mama said tolls na ne wahode no munyai. If you want toll income, just put tolls, go back and reinstate the tolls that we had in the first place. That alone could make the income for you. You don't have to build an expressway to start collecting toll on. Masa, William Nyansa. Me, I don't get it too. Yeah, kopesi kabosia. They're finding every means and ways to chop this Sami Gemfi gold board money. So they're coming out with different things. Yesterday I went on the internet. Oh, they just came out with a gold board jewelry. How do you have a gold board jewelry website Amoton gold? They say Ghana, yeah, ton gold because you want to add value. You don't even have a refinery.
You don't.
You don't have a refinery. This is the first thing. Hey, right?
You don't. You see, we don't. It is laughable. It's funny. We don't. And
We are
the leading exporters of gold.
Number 1 in Africa, number 6 in the world. Now listen to this. And we've been like that for the last 3 years, by the way. Now check this out. You don't have we had 4 refineries. 4. They decommissioned all of them. 4. Me just say me dream me listen, and I make us say anybody who questions what I talk about wouldn't nyansa. Me can't people take offense. Listen, because bibia make a your common sense. Your common sense, your basic common sense and economics. That's it. I say I don't. You are taking 200 million to go build 3 stadiums near the Abosaka. Meanwhile, we necessarily spend millions a day training women through a curriculum. No, woman matriculating. No, you haven't been able to position 75,000 of them. Women need when you post a more because hospitals, ye. What you could see, what the 200 million you could see soccer. Hey, masa. Soccer crown so GFA crown pono mono. You don't even have to know how to make schedules. Schedules cross it and then a soccer or China tournament with munibi because I drink crown po for more soccer minister the leadership in GFA no crown. You don't even have the mind for that. More could see more than 200 you could see so hey me and I make us say when you come and say okay, so this is the argument. The argument is sika ye won na ye de ye free SHS. Good. Wo ye free, you finish with this free SHS. In Kolana matriculate awie. They graduate, they come out, they don't have anything to do. First of all, the free SHS was a bad idea, and let me prove to you why it's a bad idea. And yet, the free education, and I'm here against. But now listen, Abruche, if you want to train kids, you train them from age 1 to 7. That's when their minds are most malleable, that you can change, you could train. So when the child is 1 year old, all the way to senior high school, you don't do anything with the education. When one madrina abi ayes a break na one bas senior high school no. Now you give them free education. Most of them can't even script a sentence together. Okay, say, what's your name? Or say, am I is? Just say they can't even string a sentence together. So now the only thing they could do is they could be fodder for visas to leave the country. Normal will be chrome. Inti sikana wutu aye $1 billion cedis a year for free SHS. Now don't call free SHS. Who cost some? Who you've lost the money? And Kolano so I'm graduating, so be a kodi visa kwa abruchire because eduma kra would be. Mr. Mahama came on television and said, we could stop Galamsey, but you have to know if we stop Galamsey, the kids will not have jobs to do.
What?
That's what he said.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, he said it.
No,
Why
is Mahama's kids not doing Galamsey then?
Oh, they be on the almost now president of Anonya Galamsey. Hey, me go to Galamsey them ram the
Kofi, it's sad, and it's I love the way you
Stana, let me say this because I've almost forgot. Let me say this because I might forget. Listen, when who budget no the buy no. Catch the NDC phone na any President Mahama say yaje budget na atum. Womo beye bibia womo say womo beye wo budget no mu no me kan twi no bia ti bi say mo record me na mo fan koma Mr. Mahama say yaje atum bibia womo promise yes womo beye no womo nye. Now, so woman one thing in the budget. The next government said Mr. Mahama nankasa kan ye no. Ye take it over. And now any government to be obe take it over obeba no. MDC for Mr. Mahama ne NDC phone now we'll line them up and we shoot all of them. Womuntie. Womuntie ni yo. Unless they go back and give us a budget womunim say we have the money to do. Womu be say ni nyoma two pe ana one mpon womu be ya. Let them do that for Ghana for. Let them not come and lie to Ghana and say we're going to do this and build Accra Kumasi Road. We're going to do this and da and take all our money to do those things and finish and say oh yeah boy homodin yanye ye. NDC for muntie ni ye and Mr. Mahama and all the NDC ye be line womu na ye be ku womu na womu tie ni ye. Unless they go back and change that budget and do only what they can do and give us the exact amount that they can use for this because they say in penny break. If they don't do that, me catch you almost say it's a warning. The obebano san obeye into woman careful.
Now, Kofi, when politicians are coming, they come with all big promises.
No, but we had too much of that.
24 hours economy.
Akufo-Addo came and lied to us. The Nkukon kiti nyansa be na wom. Won your economics da. When your economics da, who said there's something called your friends say economies of scale. Economies of scale nature say instead of you going into 176 constituencies and giving 200 households 50 birds each, it will be better for you to put 176 poultry farms in 176 constituencies and then hire some of the 200 households to come and work for the government. Enye nyansa. Catch me say enu ne nyansa. What way stana ye bro in Coco 50 second woman near Mawaduania, da ben now benya time. It's assuming say Obia Ebeman and Coco only time. Because en Coco nyen, massa the most delicate thing. So en Coco Nusisa will temperature go off by 1.5 2 degrees in Coco ni na be. Me say en Coco kitten they on onset, you know. They're going to lose over 50% of them kokono because nkokoni pibewu. Ade na munni munyansa sa.
That's all one they are confirmed by.
Na me say, but this is listen, economies of scale. This is simple economics. Munkosi poultry farms in 176 constituencies. Now mo the Ghana for na pese ye nkokon keten no. Hire them and let them come work in the poultry farms. But don't give 200. Now, masa, so what compound house are? Yama nkuko 50 a he na wo kwa akọ me ye landlord no me fie ho na aba benya nkuko 50 no enya wo ne nkuko ni na mu betu. It doesn't make any most tie Charlie sana many abro net sanity most of the houses at what Ghana no even in crime crampo 60% of crime any sewer system 60%. Most of Adaya and one crying no, one more chamber and hall, one more outside a toilet. Inti wo walk toilet, no what on cook be do a chin marco toilet was our toilet denum, and I said, Mube take it tense and a day. A dying crowd would them na yet diama, now be found cook be count, yansa ben a womb. Mun nimunyansa, ya can't most yanka.
Mr. Ma, Yane, Mr. Kofi Koranteng, Edin Komono. If today is your first time joining the show, my name is Nestana. Make sure that make sure that you double tap on the screen, share the live, put the live in the story. Follow Mr. Kofi Koranteng, follow myself, Nestana as well. So that anytime I post anything, you'll be involved. Mr. Ma, this is the hot issues, and today we are discussing Ghana and discussing the influx of Alaterians on our land. Mr. Ma, just for one second, I want Kofi to cool down, and then we go to the next story. And you know, Mr. Ma, just make sure that you double tap on the screen, share the live, repost the live, and then we just want to give a bit of 1 minute. And then we'll go to our next topic. Mr. Make sure say follow Kofi Koranteng, so follow me and follow Mr. Kofi Koranteng. He is the presidential candidate for New Vision Movement. I say Marine Movement. Kofi, let's move straight to immigration. Let's move straight to immigration, and I love the tempo, and this is how I do my interview. It comes with some sort of fire, and I love the fire you give back because that makes the interview very smooth and very juicy. You are Mr. Basentalia, or Ghana Immigration Service for director. We know that now, currently, the influx of Nigerians in our country is hitting 4 million. In him say, most of them are passing through dubious ends where there are no immigration officers. There have been incidences where immigration officers have called me and said, Nestana, I come on your live all the time. I know how you are passionate about Ghana, but see, I have arrested a full bus of Nigerians entering into our border from Aflao, where I have asked them for their documentation. People are providing bank cards, ATM cards, as their means to enter Ghana border. There is no proper documentation. They are not showing anything to show that they have eligibility to enter the country. And then I tell them to turn back to their own country, and then we receive order from above asking us that, hey, Kofi Koranteng, do you want to save your job? If you do not want to save your job, open the borders and let these individuals enter. We have seen the influx of Alatarians and other people having our passports, where our passports are becoming very unpopular in the European world where people are using our passports in bad ways, Mr. Kofi Koranteng. Nigerians are using our passports on different borders. First, no Udu border beer, Ghana, it's easy for you to enter. Now, when you get to a border in Ghana, no, not in Ghana, in other parts of the world, they are scrutinizing you in a way because they see you as a Nigerian, and because you are having a Nigerian name on our Ghanaian passport. Nigerians are having Ghana cards and they are opening so many bank accounts with our Ghana cards. Okujoto Ablakwa says that he does not know some of these things. He does not know that there are Goro boys in the passport office taking 2,000 Ghana cedis, 3,000 Ghana cedis, 5,000 Ghana cedis, and making passports for these Nigerians. I don't understand. We, as I sit here, we have written a letter to Mr. Basintali asking him to look into the issues of immigration. Our immigration system is dead. Do you believe it?
Ah, man. Masa, it's just so painful. It's almost like you're torturing me right now. I'm not enjoying the show, I'll be very honest with you, because it's gone to the core of where we're losing it. You see, I don't know. Let's start out. When was the last time you went to Kumasi? Have you been to Kumasi before?
Oh, last year April I was in Kumasi.
Okay, good. Did you tour? Did you tour Kumasi well?
Yeah, I do. I drive, so I drive everywhere.
Okay, all right. What's the population of Ashanti region, not Kumasi, Ashanti region?
Oh, I can't say it off head, but there's a lot of people, especially you have Niger people standing on the roadside, scratching
No.
your car
I'm
here and
just saying,
there.
what's the population? What's the number? Like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million? Do you know?
I can't say it off head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you imagine the whole of Ghana? You said you were in Kumasi. I want everybody to picture this. There are 2 times the population of Kumasi inside of Ghana, and none of them are Ghanaians. Can you imagine that? I want you to picture Kumasi, 2 times of that in Ghana. They are not Ghanaians, they are all Nigerians. And the picture is worse than that. When I say Ashanti region, you won't be able to wrap your head around. So I'll say Kumasi times 2. In Ghana, all of them Nigerians.
Kumasi the population of Kumasi times 2.
Times 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So think. Just wrap your from Ejuso all the way to. Just think about how many people. They all Nigerians.
This is a takeover of our country.
I feel na wo mu di agro na mu nim ebe fa ye say nsuo. Chale mu nim the ebo. These guys, they know what they do, no. Nigeria no say you. They can't. It's you, Masa.
You've heard about a bandit.
Masa. So, but what you need to understand is that in the midst of chaos, the evil people thrive. These political parties are making a killing. The agenda, in taking over and doing all these things, it's working for them because of what is happening with all these people who are distracting the Ghanaians from the politicians and the churches. The churches, another dynamic. So, the churches, because they are keeping the Ghanaian, they're dumbing down the Ghanaian mind. And foreigners also, and women so placeholders. One more keep the Ghanaian mind occupied with all the yakuwe or China yakuwe na politicians and nama say bro no mudi omujuma. Munim say strategy. Woman nimpa. Na say Nigerians in Nikrom ha womu kunkum nipa. politician asofo ni krom ho no ma wo mo ka se yenya vision we ekoso a wadwen na aka no de na rebeye wo de ba be kwa akodi politician na chi a make sure so we na dwuma nti ya keep mu na busy de kakra be ka no na de ama ahemfo no se monwe no nka ho so na politicians no e de ye wo madwuma nti when they come and tell you any nonsense about gold border you don't even have the energy to argue because politicians Nigerians keep you busy ya soma hinetu no so namase no oye yi anka ade na hinetu ye nyini fi ho asha wan ba ye obetwa ye rosewood a ye yini fi krom ho ye yi na ye ne call ye no san fa and explain no ba ye
why
iti me youth no mo hwem masa we don't have an immigration system. We don't have one. Because for us to have an effective immigration system, we need to question ECOWAS first.
What are you saying?
ECOWAS is a control mechanism. Because with ECOWAS, everybody could come in and say ECOWAS in Timmy Bem. You can't stop them because...
Kofi, why are you questioning ECOWAS? ECOWAS saying?
Masa, ECOWAS is a useless shame for now.
Hey!
Yeah, let me tell you. The only way ECOWAS can work for us, they say, all the countries now what ECOWAS, they will operate at yenye level. Obia we sub your level, no, you take advantage of us. I don't know Mexico for about US. Woman near Nasi, one more North America. I don't know about US. I don't know Puerto Rico for a for about US. Because to say US. Inti wo Ghana now wo watch me our system say better kakra now you making an attempt to they will come and push your system down. Why are we worried about the Nigerians? Because they're pushing our system down and we're feeling it. And a better time they will topple us over because said the Americano, they are economically more solid than we are. And there are 215 of them. They are more than times 6 of us. We can't fight them. Only rules and regulations, tough leadership. We have to revise our ECOWAS nonsense.
Before you go to ECOWAS, how are you going to solve issues about our porous immigration system, which is leaking?
We will take ourselves out of ECOWAS.
Kofi.
Listen, Ibrahim Traore in the Montiasia now.
Ibrahim trying to train you.
And I may make us say to you, if you don't get a leader like that, Ghana will not work. Well, the American Montiasia, Masa, you have Niger for Burkina for Nigerian for
Guinea Bissau cries on my take over.
Wouldn't you? Woman Ghana, woman air capture your gold, any and sending away. What was say? Would the ECOWAS a barber govern woman? I'm a free room ho. Really? Yes, so yes, no common form when you want to teach you almost to send Tatia. Oh, say, oh, yeah, day. You guys got to be joking. Massa, a war. Yadi Sikana Koto helicopters, yet in a museum, hey, near the museum, near Koba. Near order pizza from London, not British Airways, the Abe Mayan, and I defend BR 715, not British Airways, Atlantic. I call the pizza, and near D, we are a digger snack home. Jimmy Sankwan. Unimunyansa. Now, most of them take over. Take over of what? Masa, mo has a grown ye di wohu. Eye wo. One more lutu instead will be there. Masa, it's not to our benefit. Now, what we need, listen, the only way we're going to be able to take care of ECOWAS is to say, was solid laws, ironclad migration policies. Immigration, number one. We ECOWAS, even with ECOWAS, you won't be able to come into Ghana for more than 30 days. Oba our passport, you bet you point of border. what you bet 2,000 cities, 3,000 cities. Then because would be after 30 days, so 3,000 no near the barber here. Yeah, for passport amount. Because who quite the woman here also passport on the ID.
And the free visa now can also want to say.
Oh hell no. Hell no. 30 days, Chrome. You better suspend the ECOWAS BBR for you better chichi and your massa. You see, you can won't mean you don't claim to tune crying. So until you have to set your systems up. Well, sir, cornea cameras in your dear, you wouldn't be at the toast so to say you could Dubai. What about Smukrana? Would do next stop about the police in Libya but say, let me just take a look at your visa. Yeah, when would do Dubai, would do DXBR, would do DXBR. One nam lenum say camera ni siusu e pick weni na aye wo immigration status na asset bibia up ma okeke na na mu nyina kasa agro ni edi ko Dubai
Kofi onya Ghana ni ana.
Oh, marry now some citizenship.
No,
Let me
Dabi. Kofi, why do you know any Ghana?
Debbie, marry until hey, unti.
As a what? No, Kofi, why do you know what they ban? Because Ghana for you say yo, Ghana for the almost say ECOWAS and the anke yo.
Oh, then ECOWAS net to say oh asase obi abeji or de do banching or tom banching we are or say my pop banching ampisi oba beji bidi. So na menya bia Kofi o se Debbie the open now they di no ha ube di chance in makro de di uwi Kofi unfa bi nko na me banchi fo na o na se me na madoso banchi unya bi nko. ECOWAS doesn't make any damn sense. You're not positioned to take advantage of ECOWAS no into how you benefiting. Tell me mame any ana free trade no free trade there na will produce toothpick kra won't me yet e madros kra won't me yet na wo catch me here work friends say nkokon kitinkiti ye kokra ebro 3 weeks ago me call down suma market koton koko me call am say akoko 150 am say akoko ade na 150 am say uchale ebro ni when am say na mo nkokon kitikiti buy na am say ho mpembe bi finance nkokon ebro kra ni honum na mo ye nkokon kitikiti ebro ni system num ye kra ebro. This is the government me can man for ntiase go to the market me every week be am market too me ana me kodi midwa nti I know what's going on.
But when Ghana was going into ECOWAS, was there moderate consultation with the people the people just to say oh yeah ECOWAS so intino
masa the leadership of Ghana said ya meme hu no they don't have the head for leading. They have the head for occupying positions. They don't have the head for leading. Inti sawkas consultation masa lithium buyer who did they consult? Lithium. They just gave the lithium away. Yeah, the yesi the ma exploration team no. No be two lithium no mo santon ma yen. Classic Jimiesa. Obi anko research no has the Kofi came boy. Jimiesa. These governments they can't think who. Me can't momo bofu say me di atem o Kofi dia o kasa na ya o kasa wo di atem ya. Because bro chiri na be say di nipa bre. Kwa broche to kwan ko ba bia Ghana 40 shops ano security officers omu clean tables omu yese because womu chrome leader nipa ntumi nyusu na dwene fa nya de. Let me tell you something. Me president of Ghana, people will travel around the whole world and come to Ghana and work for Ghana for. It will be more than Abu Dhabi. You wouldn't have to work.
Kofi, you have got resources. You will go.
Me say,
your bauxite, your timber.
Gold in Kwa on the make us a small scale, I make us illegal mining. On the large scale, 60%. More than $10 billion. $10 billion, no, yeah, added value. Uko DXB, uko Singapore, uko China, baby, no, gold value, no, yeah, times 10. Value add factor, yeah, times 10. Inti say, yeah, say, you to 10 billion on a large scale, any illegal. 10 billion, no, times 10, yes, 10 times 10, yes, meaning say, math teacher and wound them, into 10 times 10, yes, and 100. Into year 10 billion gold, it becomes 100 billion in a 12-month period. Wo catch me. Then na wubet me the $100 billion a year in 12 months. Then I want to find ye. Who was 16 regions? Who was 16 regions? Into more be 8,333,000,000. Imagine say wama Northeast region $8 billion. Then the bay. Nipa one of East region, you can afford to give Obia $20,000. Sikane kure bibeka. Then the bay. You need $10,000 spare to buy one destoning machine. Ebe mele emoni beans ne atoko nomine sanyomeni na for the whole region. One machine, $10,000. It is almost $8 billion. Say, unfen develop kroi. Ya de bema Germany. Say Germany. Ya draw national development plan. Germany near the northeast ama woman say woman develop 12 months woman started project. Ya mom 8 billion. Go to Egypt. Go and look at your friend baby TIDA, Tigen Economic Development Area. Go and look at what China did with $6 billion in Egypt, Africa here. $6 billion. You will shock. You will shock. $6 billion keku. Just say you marvel. Go to Egypt. Me say Egypt there Africa here. Go there ko Egypt na ko he. Masa in 3 years there won't. Me say we do Egypt oh share Egypt because na Egypt ni Africa jama
gold no so sen de na
gold e nyansa ketwa bi minia nyansa because of Suez Canal nyansa ketwa bi sika omunya from Suez because obefa Ethiopia oko up north oko fa Egypt ansana wako to Atlantic Ocean munkom kohe munam Saudi Arabia fuechi nene Black Sea unama na de akọ Suez Canal. Go and look at this.
Kofi, we've taken much of your time. I know, sir, you're a very busy man. Now, let me ask you this question: the third force. I've got 2 questions to ask you. This is the first one. The third force. We've seen NPP. We've seen NDC. What is your definition of the third force? Being open, being honest. How can we build a third force? Is the third force one singular person, or the third force is a collection of people who have patriotism for Ghana? How do we define a third force as Kofi Koranteng, a presidential candidate of the Republic of Ghana for the new vision movement?
All right. So first of all, no, Ubia Utimi Bia, listen to me very carefully. There isn't such a thing as a third force. There isn't. It's all been made up. It's a deception. Big deception. So now let's get to earth and let's start the reconstruction of the idea of a third force. The idea of a third force is any political entity who wants to come together for the full benefit of Ghana, which is outside of NDC, MPP influence. On the last ballot, on the last ballot, so there was MPP, NDC, CPP, Chairman Ting, Kofi Koranteng, Cheddar, Chumberima, Dr. Lati, Kufia Palu, Ayarga, Sam said, I count 12, right? Any Nana Kunidu Ajiman Rawlings Party, until 12, the marking. Aside from me, Kofi Koranteng, any one other person, Cheddar, everybody else had something to do with MPP or NDC.
Oh, Kofi, yeah, they're okay. They're okay. Kofi. This is a huge thing you are saying.
Yes, I know, and that's why only Kofi Koranteng can tell you. So I'm telling you the
Kofi
truth.
Koranteng, please repeat what you said. This is Kofi Koranteng saying this. I am shocked in my bone. Kofi,
may say aside from
repeat
me,
what you are saying.
Aside from the 12 people are there walk ballot, so no. Aside from me and Cheddar, no, everybody works for NDC and MPP. Period.
Hey!
Inti third force now Momo June say Sankrofo we no beba together outside of MPP, NDC, no more but together. No. They've created this false narrative, deception. Say Obia would be can say more than the third force, no one be good at third force, because that's the objective of MPP and DC. Said the
so those people who are coming are funded by MPP and NDC.
You're funded by NDC.
Hey, Radian Paul Live, you no question me.
I don't blame anybody because me Kofi Koranteng man come through the system and kopema and come because time one would disqualify Obiano. Obi say what about Hassan Yarga? Hassan Yarga is funded by NDC. So
upon show.
Inti next jina ho. Diagrona woni me di no na me join Abefo society. Me mo bia Ballon d'Or ho abecho. Masa inti o pa kire me say wonnim sa de we.
For the purpose of the people who are watching me.
Listen.
We know, but we don't know the linkage. I'm a political person. I know, say most people who are Kwadonko and all the other people, say they have got some affiliation with these political parties. Yeah, but you can't.
Kwadonko was sponsored by the MPP.
You see, but you can't do the linking. Say, oh, MPP is to wait, NDC is to wait. Okay, I say, you know that some way somehow. Let me tell Les, I mean can't share that. Nti one more results now one say Sankrofo we na no efrim even the shock me kra no ye woman ni ballot no so no ye disqualify woman no Kofi Koranteng around say me no mo kokasa say mo ye disqualify mo dia work with me. Na nyame ya adom na se weni a muna no mummu so maboa me yatumi apagya Ghana not one me ne nipa best 13 ne kokasa ye ka me boy any expensive dinners ni lunch minim say me hye o mafunu man o mani beje obepa obetena so obewe wine edidi obi orun ko wi obesaje lorry fare aka ho okodu fi osikofi ma dwene ho awo ideology na ase koye na enemy de na yepe na emom for now no me pese me hold you off kakra we do na omo ye wo mo twen se MPP NDC be draw na ebe approach mo say ye anyway ba be ye say 50+1 yenye ninti ye be tamusika 300,000-500,000 bia ma say bra na fa nkrofo be kan yen ho inti they all sat on the wall waiting for MPP and DC. Nobody wanted to join with me. Me name Crawford. Hey, I was so shocked and so sad. They say, hey, Ghana pa na man neglected Ghana say nyami
nkrofo we kapa.
Nyame betwa twom nyina ka 1 by 1 3 by 3 4 by 4 nyame betwa twom nyina ka.
Yes, I was so sad. Me say me tena me dem say ya na me nsu. I'm say my bregu. Me say hey Ghana. Charlie, and yes me can diagro. Listen, me obi oni me say me play. Me say me to me tena me dem na me nsu. Na me nsu. Me say hey. Inti asa oko out obi a hwe me. Say Kofi, wejimi o. Why now so American citizen no abetena Ghana. Say me and the people told me say na Kofi I didn't pay ban and then would team out the renounce with citizenship. Where Jimmy Powell, me power some name, where Jimmy Kakra. Inti now per se, me corner me couldn't trust say, me renounce my citizen, I'm doing who shame. Na Bibi Ba, no more baby man, must say, Kofi Koranteng. No, me, I'm not like that. If I'm in, I'm in. Charlie, I'm up for any issue, my whole family, people, me ba me do America. There been American stories I tell you. Now, masa this route enuntina obia empese or wa bruchile no empese or running because the things they will put you through, the things MPP government went to American embassy to blacklist me.
Jesus,
an American embassy. Me say me do hey masa me can say 2021 me be do America. Madam for be friend Kofi. Charlie and your man your crowd. I'm saying I didn't say Charlie now when I'm saying I didn't say Charlie. Maybe I will be don't come to America because Charlie ye watch you. I'm saying I didn't say Charlie. Ma ye watch you. Me can am Jina Kennedy.
JF Kennedy.
Oh. Let me say, dear na Kofi Koranteng akoyo say Charlie. MPP for I make a case be against you. I'm say case pain. Na say me nko wi are no say Kofi. Charlie, you can't take yourself out of it. Yeah, they are told so. I'm say makoye den. I say we dey mefro, but don't come to America because Charlie, uba, you're not going back. Umbechiwo. The addition na me call 26 Federal Plaza. Na me could be so say. I mean, it's something wrong with it. I'm saying, who are you? Will be a grand name. But Ghana, American Embassy, mom, they have me on the hey, David, I come myself. I didn't come myself. This to say, why do you want to hear me? My eddie, my same she meets him.
No, but Kofi, as Kofi, why quiet? Because radical. We are all for the. We are all, because Ghana, no, they and when you see people who are patriotic and love Ghana and want to save Ghana, we want to rally behind it because this is how I bring about my look at Kano. Look at what they did to Parkway Indium.
Me say
they vandalized Parkway Indium and broke him down into pieces.
Me call American Embassy. Me call renounce no. One more interview 3 times. One say me wo
mental problem.
Me wo mental problem.
Obia dream you see approaching na heaven headquarters in America. What go to America when your passport be on your citizen also bearing out because of
what say no I'm the America. I'm the America. Me say room ho. Akwan ba no ko no aba no ko. I'm say you see this? What's this? I'm say American flag. I'm say Ghana flag. I'm say you see this? What? Now I'm saying there be on. There be
make can be as interview say part 2. I also say part 2. Part 2 dey any politics about who is Kofi Koranteng.
And your man me ma femu no. Na my yedi because you see I knew it was going to be rough, but Masa, you see, in person me emotional until the major.
No.
Yes. What you see, this was my thinking. Just in case we be a Kofi, na I and the Nyansen. Number one, you can't do it without renouncing. I just want to get it clear. And I mean, could intro because I may say me a person of integrity. As I said, me say me a person of integrity. And number 3, nam pese me chere Ghana for you for say. The idea woman na fight it to get no me menya I've lived it. It's a beautiful place to be, but I am willing to let it go for their sake. So, and I had to burn all my bridges to come to say, me ho aba say, yeah, betena ha ni na ya sofania yes adio. So, that was something I had to do to prove to the Ghana youth for say, hey, my ba. What the most me Jimmy, my say, anya fe, me na minim. Because minim where we could take Ghana. Me say, me call Dubai and confirm no me ko shia ye, me call Singapore, me call China, me call Viasi Babia, me call Bia. I went and met with planners and developers. Inti the me ka say ye be ye wo Ghana no. Me nka no ko. Everything is done already. Give me the mandate and you see something. So me my can't baby sikani free to that. I just told you, sir, with 100, listen, Burj Khalifa, yeah, the 1.5 million you see here. The tallest building in the world.
I'm gonna say
1.5 Burj Khalifa, Dubai.
I'm gonna $1.5 million.
$1.5 billion you see. Yeah, you 100 billion. Now, how many Burj Khalifas can we not build? You bet you see 3 Burj Khalifas in every region. For 12 months.
And they only have oil.
December, January 1st, and another 12 billion, 100 billion, I bet you. What about day? Yen can't cocoa, yen can't banchin, yen can't oil. Says he can is surplus. What's the yen to me, Ghana ye? Me say, first, and I me say, me was 5-year game plan for Ghana. Say, you know, me call China by a year, you know. I had 3 years.
What is so?
Massa. I call China da. Massa.
It's heaven on earth.
Massa. Woofy New York. Na Oko Shanghai. O say, hey,
Jesus Christ.
New York, you're crazy.
You're ready in New York City.
Na we're free Shanghai. Na Wolande wo Singapore. O say, Shanghai, you're crazy. Na we're free Singapore, Jewel. Singapore airport, Jewel. Oko Hamad and Swa. Hamad, incidentally, all the number 1 airports for the 5 years, all the number 1 airports, and I call Huna because I wanted to see the best of the best in the world. For the Yenya Pasi Ayewa Ghana. Nti me call Hamad, me call Singapore, me call Shanghai, me call Da Sing. Who do Japan? We say, oh, say Singapore no cry no. Masa, hey Charlie, hey, Masa.
Kofi, have these politicians approached you and say that Kofi want to poach you?
They don't want to touch me because they know
you love your knowledge. We got vast knowledge.
2019, one more friend me, one more year say one more, and I'm saying, listen, you can't buy me, and they know from what I say I'm not. Made the Oma catch me recently. The Oma catch me in the Mahama government. They say, "Oh, you know you be bia enyi me kasado." I understand because you see, I pull my website down, but now my website you up and I say, decisive, principled, on bought. You can't buy me, man.
You know you be enyi. Can you explain that?
Just say. My mind is already set up with what I want to do for Ghana. I'm not backing down. I'm not here to compromise. Say, yenyi sikeni ni. Now I'm here to compromise when it comes to ABA. You see 200-story building. Your friend at the Black Star Tower. The tallest building in the world. Ewo Ghana. Right in Tema. Maybe a Meridian Hotel one. The whole right? into Kofi na 190 story. Okay, so we could do that. But ibesi tower. So I'm willing to compromise on certain things. So me pese Ghana ye the agricultural hub of the world. Baby yenya indigenous grains because they say menim say woni manes womo ACD crops na ewo Ghana. Said the wom de baba begu food banks ewo abruchi said ye hia aduane a ye beto seed na free wom ho. So I'm totally in disagreement. Me per se reverses our trend no, because there are some pockets of people who might keep grains, indigenous grains, yen ye betumi adua. Na ya harvest na ye be export to indigenous grains no. Aduane a ye di wo Ghana ni pii no enye aduane papa. Yen kola aduane a ye di ni na ye tainted. E wo too much sugar. Nti nkola ni pii benyi no na womo wo predisposed to hyperbolic syndrome. So, Inti Ministry of Health don't know this. Inti yankola ani pi wukra before they reach puberty. Well, when ubehu kola girls 12-year-old, 11-year-old, no starting your period because menses a bantem because of your friend saying estrogen irregularities. Well, me now from Inuania Yedino. But Ministry of Health don't take a look at this. Food and drug for a way. I'm concerned with that. Ghana would be like an Okinawa. It will be a centenarian country where young old and Krofuni na be over 100 years. And a small change here be. The reason until I yen to mean P in 200 no because in Nuania dinner drinks I know. In a garbage. So inti and you pe on ma yen crofon woman to coins woman nim see what you haven't conceived in your mind, even when you see with your eye, you won't recognize. Inti, they've been to all the places I've been to, but because it's not in their mind, they won't recognize it. Me, I see it before I even get there. I see it. I see exactly where everything needs to lie. I see where the tallest buildings are going to be. I'll see where all the cities are going to be, how it's going to be laid out in Ghana, where we're going to start and bring it into Accra and take the city out, the capital out of Accra. I've mapped it all out in my head. I know exactly what we need to do and where we start. These guys are not thinking like that. So you can't begin any of that till you do the 10 most important things, which is housing, healthcare, employment, education, transportation, telecommunications, security, recreation, markets, and a functional central business district. Who talks about that? Who even knows about that? One yes, I needs. Maslow's theory. One yes, I the most important things needs to the citizen now. There's no way as a way train quite now. Father dear me teacher train quite and conan and find scrap metal because when you're doing people don't understand that. Almost feel say BBA government here and say citizen no. Your friend say Odisu no heso. But say citizen in your aduane ni nya baby mfani tin to okọ hospital nya aduru a ahohia nti omfa ni emra so. Enye say emra na eni ho. Common ede no odu baabia na eso odwunso obedwunso. Ye ton wachi wo ho. Adana me ton wachi two boys omu di nkomo omu phone so no bia azep down. Omu dwunso wachi no ho. Me hesa na mani agi keke me say eno na match wachi ni flavor. Then awe. No problem edano so no or kind of bet once mo lusu emra. O ba ka se masa anyun so wa wachi no ho pe. Na ma me hwe banim se o say bra ope wa me say fa wa Italian kakra na fa gari kakra so mama. Then I reach me. Or no, I dream or dream. Wo beka a yaksha no. Debi shano nye juma or ye juma no when yan baby te na or coffee or any TV. Naniaji or the guess ban ho to me to be a bin no ma. Then they'll start thinking, say, dear na me make me a year to elevate my life. Now basic needs no cry or near or say wo be ye train. Mpakadan train inti okotenema obetwa that the end they acquire scrap metal. So into the 10th thing that ye de be share your national development plan mu. Me your president Niama 5 pe. Change the constitution. Eradicate corruption. Institute a national development plan. Reduce the size of government by 73% and make Ghana the agricultural hub of the world. Niama 5 pe is what Kofi Koranteng will focus on. That's it. You don't need expressway. And no most needed. You need to get the country standing for people to have faith and confidence. Say one can oman no ho. Oman no ye chichi oman because of woman. Then woman be patriotic. Or ye be a essay o mine or bedroom home because o mine no wo for or no. Nti ade necessary me say o mine. But the ministers ne presidents ne wo mpanyufo ni na disika talkers ye nneoma wa abrochire a ono so ade no so or so gu ha so odwene ho or two wire gu ha so odwene ho. Then they come back and say Ghana for nye patriotic. Pese ni aye gota. Ese nsuo fam no ma to ball agum because o mine na mumu si na onim se ono no ne die nka ho bi. Into on your patriotic. Simple. Before you could take something from someone, give them something first. Give them a hand. One ma womu bibi no. What was about kukoso on fe bibi mawa? Then they will be considerate. And I'm saying the psychology of the human being, no, young Crawford, no, they don't even know. Mahama does not understand. He doesn't know. Wabon meka amunini. Wabon Akufo-Addo woman na abombong. Candidates ni na woman na abombong. One more say one person omo ye president no. Me ti omo interviews am say hey akwawe obdio man be konachi. Woman na abombong. Do you listen to them? Woman Kenyans asembia. So you need a human being with character. Character you can't build in a person. What they are selling is say, oh, may schools, Messi dine, me juma. Who is kana you could buy that. Character. Ni papa ne wo muno, and now the bema time muni no ho atono na be ya de papa man. And yes, it will be school dine, yes, it will be man juma. So, Sami met Jemfi or my juma. So, my juma in small scale mining. So, ye di queen home. Any galam say, Yemfan queen home. Ye di queen home. And tea and ye juma be my end. And you will be or dream home. So, inti, but say, ye who we dear, ye sure say, ye bekasa in the future, inti, there will be more to talk about. So, you could get into the thinking. See, what I always want people to do is to answer now about Judge Kofi Koranteng. Me pese would you come into my mind with me and see from how I see and think. Then you will understand. Medio biatem eno de kwa. See from how I see and think. And see a Ghana where there's no NDC, there's no MPP. There are just Ghanaians at Ubia Hotono. How beautiful would that be? Say, who could the party be because of positioner or bar or the bemau? But to say obey mouse our position, as so you obi or displace you obi and son or mouse our position. That's not a sound and a balanced way to do things. Yɛnyɛ no obiara ho ntɔ no. That's what I advocate for. And you can only get that from Kofi Koranteng. Say, you don't need to displace your brother or your sister and son when your baby agina. There be. And yes, I know
Thank you very much, Kofi. um, I'd want to say, I know, I'm a bit. Today's the first time having a word to word with you. Normally, I do hear you. I do come to listen to you on people's platforms, and anytime I see Samson post anything on Facebook and say Kofi Koranteng is coming there, I want to be there because I want to listen. But today is the first time having a tete-a-tete with Kofi Koranteng, and I must say, this is not me trying to swallow head, but me saying that you've got vast knowledge in politics, and this is me saying to you, and I've never said to anybody, it's me saying to you that let us know what you want. We will use our platform to project Kofi Koranteng. You've said shocking words on our platform. People have heard it. Most people are here. Most people are shocked and they are dumbfounded by some sort of ideologies and brains that you've showed here. You've let it out for the people to know that the politics is not just about the things you say, but about the things you do and the things that you have seen. You've gone around the world. You've seen what the world do. I know these politicians have gone around the world. They've seen what the world do, but they don't want to act as how the world people do. But they are there siphoning money into their own purse. We want to thank you extremely for coming on the live show. I will do as I can to organize another interview based on your availability because we need to look into we need to let people know who Kofi Koranteng is. And one of the things that people do not know is people want to know who we are voting for. Today, you shared what you have in your mind to give to Ghanaians, but people want to see who we are voting for. Can we trust the country into the hands of Kofi Koranteng? So I think that the next interview is not going to touch on politics, but it's going to touch on who you are, where you have come from, where you have gone to, how you have gone to where you are, and who you think you can team up with. Verily, you said that the third force is not about some people because they are affiliated to certain people, but who can you team up with to create a third force and then leave the rest to the youth to move out there, to use our platforms to spit out what your ideologies are, because what we need is to get what your ideologies are in a form of manifesto and sit here and daily share those ideologies to people, because there are about 138 people here. There are about 2,000 people who have watched the live stream in total, both FYP, and some of them might have met you for the first time. Some of them, they've met you consistently, and some of them are saying, wow, wow, they want to hear more. And we've got up to 2028 to sit and go for another polls. What are our plans? Who are we going out for? We need to project who we believe in. And for them to believe in you, they need to know who they are believing in. So I'll come back and say that we need to organize a second sort of an interview where we will know the man Kofi Koranteng. That is going to be the heading, the man Kofi Koranteng. And respectfully, I want to say a big thank you to you for accepting to come on the show. I have loved this interview. I have appreciated this interview. And I know most of the people in the comment section have loved this. But we need to think about how we can push you to the seat and make you the president of the Republic of Ghana. We know it's not going to be an easy task, but once we are able to download what is in your brains and we are able to believe in it, we can work with you to get there. The most important thing is to be transparent and to be open to us. Yɛmpɛ wo sika adi. Yɛpɛ w'adwene no. Adwene no na ɛhia. say ibinya na Ghana a fun into my payfra. On behalf of myself and all the people of Ghana, both Ghana and the diaspora, and all the members of Patriotic Concerned Youth Alliance, we want to say a big thank you to Kofi for coming here. And yeah, I'll catch up with you. I know you're a very busy person, so sometimes getting you is very difficult. But I'll leave you a message, and then you can look on your calendar and give me another proposed date where I can come back again. And there was a guy in the comment section called Wasinega, and yesterday he came here and then he was all over the place. Tomorrow, everybody come here and come and listen to Kofi. Come and listen to Kofi. Wasinega, Kofi have come here and Kofi have shared in-depth knowledge about what you
Yeah,
said.
more respect, Was. More respect.
And obviously what you said, Wasinega, what you came here and then you said about Kofi is a true representation of the substance of knowledge that we wanted to hear today. And on behalf of everybody, Kofi, I said that was I'm sure.
Thank you,
Thank you very much.
thank you. Nurse, listen, this is the first time we've had a one-on-one, and when Kweku called me and talked about you, he said really, really great things. And respecting Kweku, I know he wouldn't lead me to somebody who was any less of a high expectation. And today you've lived up to everything I thought of you, and I thank you for allowing me to come here to share. I've always believed that in this fight, even my wife tells me, say, Kofi, you think you're crazy, say Ghana for will change their mind and vote for you. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the conversation God had with me was with just me. Nobody was there when he whispered in my ear, said, go and do this. Inti, I'm doing it to honor God. I'm not doing it for Kofi Koranteng. I'm telling God, say, you God, I trust you. Inti, it could be one person who would come and interview me and will set the place ablaze. And today I believe we have found him in Nurse Stana, and I want to thank you. So from my mouth to the ears of the gods and the ancestors, Nurse, let the movement begin. There is a new independence coming, and it started here tonight, and I want to thank you. Let's make this thing happen. Listen, we can do this. There are only 35 million Ghanaians. Tokyo alone has 37.1 million, the size of Western North region. Actually, 290 kilometers squared less than Western North region, and there are 37.1 million people. Imagine if we could push the whole of Ghana into Western North region. Imagine what we could do with the rest of Ghana. See? You see how rich Ghana is? That's what I mean when I say Ghana, we're going to make Ghana the destination place for the world to come. I want to thank you, big brother. Keep doing the great work that you're doing. Let's meet soon. Stay well, everybody. Wasanega and everybody, family, love you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah, before I let you go, let's end it with the national anthem. Thank you, Kofi. Thank
By
you.
all means. By all means. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much
Have a
for
good
coming.
night, everybody. Have a
I'll
good
see
night.
you.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night. Thank you very much. I'll see you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ah, Jesus. And that's how it's sitting. It was it'll be awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ghana. Thank you. Asama Bano. Oh, screen recorders, end your screen recording. Thank you.